on a little longer. It's almost the end. You're tired of losing, feel like you're never gonna win. Gotta go a little stronger and never give in, because when you're falling down, it'll help you get up again.
Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am Brittany Michelle. For those of you who are new, welcome, and please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, comment, and share. So, I know it took me a minute, y'all, I said this last video, this is so stacked. I'm going to learn to be more consistent. I'm working on it. So, I'm sorry it took me so long to get to this video, but we're here. We're here now. I think I want to move this closer. I'm gonna move this closer. I think this is a little too far back. I don't know. Let's see. Cool. I was putting a little far away, so I can see now. All right, great. So, the last time you guys saw me, I was doing lessons from Luke. I was telling y'all about how I had a rough day and I was led to read chapter Luke in the Bible. And I got 9 pointers out of what I was reading. And on the previous videos, I gave you guys pointers of 1 through 4. I think I gave you guys pointers 1 through 5. So today, I am just going to do 6. I was going to do 6 through 9, but I think this one is going to be a little bit more extensive than what I was previously anticipating, because now I have a testimony that I also want to tie into the lesson that I learned. So let's get into it. Make sure Jesus is in your boat and be obedient. And now that I think about it, I might actually tie pointer number 7 in there too. But pointer number 6 is make sure Jesus is in your boat and be obedient. So I got this pointer from Luke chapter number 5. Jesus used Simon's boat to preach the gospel. Jesus asked Simon to use his boat, take his boat away from the shore so that he can project out and preach to the people. So Jesus was able to. Simon was obedient. He said, yeah, sure, you can use my boat. It's cool, whatever. And he got in the boat with Jesus, and Jesus preached. And then after he was done, he asked Simon to move his boat away from the shore, go out into the deep water, and put your net down for a catch. We're going to catch some fish today. And Simon was like, we've been fishing all day and night. Like, we did this. We already fished already. It's nothing out there. It's nothing. But I'm gonna do it because you said so. But I'm gonna do it. It's nothing out there, but sure. I'm gonna go right ahead and go out into the deep and drop my net. So he did. He was obedient. He listened to Jesus. And when he went out there and he dropped that note, y'all, he dropped that net, y'all. Simon caught so much fish, the nets broke. The nets completely broke because he caught so much fish. So, I say this to say, y'all, when God asks you to do something, when God asks you to let him use you, do it. Y'all so quick, not y'all, let me not even do that. We're so quick to let other people, just random, regular people, use us and get nothing in return. We get nothing back. We just get all used up, dried up. We just used. If we let Jesus use us, y'all, we get something back. He gives us something back in return. Something so big that we could have never even imagined. Y'all, when Simon went out into the deep, first of all, when Jesus asked Simon to let him use his boat, I guarantee you Simon went thinking, I'm about to come back with so much fish. He was just like, okay, I will be obedient. I will let you use this boat to preach your gospel. And because of that, he got so much back in return. Y'all, we just have to let God use us. Let Jesus use us the way that he wants us to be used. Because Simon could have been like, no, because they was washing their boats. He could have been like, no, I just washed my boat. I'm not about to put my boat back out in that water. Like, no. Go ask them over there. He could have said no. He could have said, I just washed it. I'm calling it a night. Maybe tomorrow. But when God asks us to let him use something, to let him use us, let's do it, y'all. So, y'all, it may seem like you're working so so hard. Because someone said they searched all day and night for fish and they couldn't find nothing. So it might seem like we're working so hard. Like, you know, God, I'm at work all day, every day. I'm slaving on these people's job. I'm working so hard, like I'm working my butt off, and I'm coming home and I don't have no groceries in the refrigerator. I don't have gas in my car. I don't even know how I'm going to get to work the next day. So work this hard to come back home for nothing, with nothing. I don't understand, God. I'm working hard and I'm living paycheck by paycheck. I'm just not seeing the results of how much I'm working. It might seem like that, y'all, but if you let Jesus in, you'll get way more than you could ever think or imagine. Ever. Simon didn't know that he worked all day and night to end up with nothing. He didn't know that same exact day later on God was going to ask him to let him use his boat, and he was going to come back with fish, with just so much freaking fish that he couldn't even count all of them. He didn't know he was going to have to replace his net because it broke because of all the fish that he had. So it might seem like you're working so hard right now, but if you just let Jesus in, I guarantee you, for one, you wouldn't even have to work that hard anymore to get what he's going to give you. And for two, you'll have so much more than you could even think or imagine. So this brings me to my personal testimony, y'all. Let me tell you. So a lot of y'all might not know. So I'm giving y'all a little bit of my business, which is all right. At this point, it's cool. So a lot of y'all might not know, but on March 13th, on March 14th, I walked into my job where I got the most pay that I ever got in my life. I got the most benefits that I ever got in my life. I worked with the best people that I've ever worked with in my life. Like, my job was pretty much, I wouldn't say a dream job, but it was pretty decent, especially for my age. And it was a pretty decent job. But I was so miserable. I was so miserable there, y'all. I was way more miserable at that job than I had been at any other of my jobs. And I just couldn't shake the feeling, y'all. I couldn't get it off me. I was just so uncomfortable. Like, something wasn't right in my spirit. Like, I couldn't. Every time I walked into the job, it felt like it was a dark cloud over my head. Like, I just couldn't shake it was just rough for me. Every day it was rough. I couldn't do it. And then I just started praying about it. Like, you know, God, help me shake this feeling. I don't know what to do. Then I found out my dad was sick and I wanted to see him more and be able to be with him whenever I chose to. I got tired of letting a job tell me what to do with my time, with my life. I got tired of just being on a clock for people who don't even care about me. The head of the company don't even know me. If I die off tomorrow, they wouldn't care. They'll just find somebody else to come in and replace me. I didn't want that to be my life. Me personally. This is my personal story. I'm not here telling everybody to do what I'm doing. But I walked in my job March 14th and handed in my resignation letter. Couldn't do it no more. I'm taking a leap of faith. I'm putting my life in Jesus' hands from here on forth. And that just is what it is. It is what it was, and it is what it is now. So I've been doing my own thing. I opened up my boutique, Brittany's Boutique. Shop with your girl. Anyway, little self-promo in there. But I opened up my boutique. I started getting into some new hobbies, somehow, some way, started finding my creative side. I'm doing things that I now enjoy. Y'all, when you have a job, for me, this is just my personal story. Let me get comfortable. I'm getting comfortable with y'all. Okay, so y'all, when you have a job, you literally have no time for nothing but your job, especially if you have kids. Y'all, this is me without a child. Especially if you have kids. You don't have time to think, breathe, or nothing. You got time to eat, sleep, and work. That's it. That's how it was for me. I had time for nothing. I didn't have as much time as I do now to even open up and read my Bible. Even with the Bible app being on my phone, it just feels like you don't have enough time. It feels like you gotta squeeze God into this little time slot. And it's just really hard. You don't have time to figure out what you like to do. You don't have time to figure out your passions or what you love to do. I keep saying you, but I'm talking about me. I didn't have time to do any of these things. It just wasn't possible. I couldn't see it. Like, I got bills to pay. This is what I got to do to get them paid, and this is just my life. But I feel like God made me so uncomfortable at that job that I quit. And to be honest, if I didn't quit, I probably would have got fired because I was taking so much time off. I was using my vacation time, sick time, personal time. I was using my time because I couldn't fathom going into work because I was just that miserable. And some of my time I took just so I can sit home and pray and read my Bible. Like, I literally took time off to do that sometimes. I needed that because the work was so draining and miserable to me. I knew what I was missing, and I was willing to sacrifice time to get it. And to the point where I was willing to sacrifice my job to get it. It was that necessary to me. And so I did that. I quit, and I ended up finding things that I enjoyed doing. I ended up realizing that there's so much more life and freedom, and just, it was like a total weight was lifted off my shoulders. Now, don't get me wrong, because a lot of people talk about all the good stuff, all the blissful stuff to not have a job, how much better it is than working a 9-to-5. Let me tell y'all, this isn't even how I planned on this video going, but whatever, let's just flow with it. Let me tell y'all, owning your own business, being self-employed, being an entrepreneur, it is not at all whatsoever. It is not as glamorous as people make it seem. I'm telling you, it's not as glamorous. It's not that blissful. It's not all laughs and kikis and freedom. It is not. It is hard work. Anybody who is thinking about debating on whether they should or should not, anybody who is struggling with toggling their business and their job and they're wondering if they should finally let that job go and focus solely on their business, if they just hate their job and they're wondering if they should quit or not, let me tell y'all, please consider the fact that you absolutely have to be. At this point, it's a necessity. When you got your job, you need it. If you don't, it's cool sometimes, whatever. At this point, it becomes a necessity. You have to absolutely be self-disciplined. There's absolutely no way that you can make it without a job if you are not self-disciplined. There's no way. You can get away with it at your job here and there. You can slack off here and there at your job when it's just you, and you have to depend on, of course you have to depend on God, and I'm going to get into that in a second, but when you have to depend on you to wake yourself up every morning, when you have to depend on you to give yourself enough motivation and boost and inspiration to do the actual job that you quit your job to do, self-discipline is so freaking necessary. You have to be organized. You have to have time management skills. You have to literally manage out your day. You have to make sure that you're making time to do what you quit your job to do. There's nobody that's tapping you on your shoulders like, hey, what you doing? Get back to work. No, you don't have that anymore. You absolutely have to be self-disciplined. And another thing is you absolutely have to really, really, really boost your prayer life up. You have to boost up your time with God. You need Him. You need Him with a job. You need Him every day with or without a job. But when you don't have that security that you think a job is, when you don't have that security, you know that your only secure place is with Jesus, is with God. You need Him, period. So So I find myself investing more time into prayer. I'm reading my Bible more. I'm talking to God more. I'm listening to motivational speeches. I'm listening to sermons more. I am getting in, and I'm reading books more. I'm getting in I'm literally soaking up every bit of wisdom that I can get, because in order to make it without a job is needed. In order to make it in life is needed, seriously, but without a job, you have the time to do it. So you have to get it done. You have to have in your mind, you have to set in your mind that this is what I want, and I have to take every single necessary step to get it. Period. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. No distractions. You need this. Like, I had to cut off the people that I was closest to. I had to cut them off. And it's really only because the people that I was closest to wasn't, I'm not going to say I cut them off. I didn't necessarily cut them off, but I did what was necessary for me in my new walk that I'm having in life with God and with my business. I had to make sure that everything that was going into my ear, everything that was going into my mind, I had to make sure that it lined up with my goals in life, my goals that I have right now in this moment. Everything has to line up, because I had these same goals with these same people beforehand, but I did nothing with it. You need people that's gonna motivate you, to push you, to drive you to keep you on the right path. But if you have people in your life or people close to you in your circle that don't really care about that vision that you have, they're not considering that. They don't care. Like, that's what you want to do. That has nothing to do with me. So sometimes you have to distance yourself or move yourself out of a certain place in life to really dig and focus in on those goals, because if not, they just become distractions. And you love them dearly. I still love them, of course, but I just had to do what was necessary for me, because a lot of times it's people that hold us back. What do you care about more? Do you care about your walk with God more? Do you care about your dreams or goals more than you care about having, I don't want to call them toxic people, because they're not necessarily toxic, but they're toxic for your dreams and your goals if that's not something that they're pushing you towards. Do you care about that more? Are you satisfied with making sure that you have a friend, someone to call your friend, more than you are satisfied with your actual whole life? Everybody can't go with you, and on this journey, I am understanding that so much more. Literally, if they're not ready to move forward and move up in life with you, they can't come. You gotta leave them behind. I'm sorry, but I'll see you on the other side. Not to sound, I don't want to sound cocky, but you literally just cannot come. I can't keep putting my life on hold for the sake of having a friend. It's not all glitz and glam. It's not. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I love it. I have so much more fun, but I've also cried so much more than I did being miserable at my job. I've cried myself to sleep several nights. I've had random bursts of sadness and discouragement and depression. But the main thing, because I'm sure that all entrepreneurs have been through that, they won't tell you, but I'm sure a lot of them have. But the main thing, y'all, that pushed me and drive me and kept me going is knowing that this is just the beginning. If God nudged you to do something, if God told you to do something, if you feel like it was Him that was pushing you and driving you to do that thing, please know that He's going to see you through to the very end. It might feel uncomfortable because this is new. It might feel uncomfortable in the beginning. Of course it will. It might feel different. It's going to feel like you're not supposed to be doing this. But if God told you to do it, please believe this is what you're supposed to be doing. This is just all part of the process. And then you got to get through the process, because if you give up because you because you're sad, you have a down moment, if you just give up and just call it quits, like this isn't supposed to be my life, I'm going back to work. Now what? Like, now what? If being successful was easy, everybody and their mothers and their mothers would be doing it. But the thing about being successful is that everybody can't endure what you have to go through in order to get to that level. Everybody can't handle it. You got to be built. You have to be made, and you have to allow yourself to be made. You have to allow yourself to be built. So if you got to cry yourself to sleep, cry. Do it. If you got to wipe tears 24 hours a day, do it. But keep going. Keep pushing. Do not give up, because those who give up do not make it. The goal is to level up, not to give up. And that's just, I don't know, that's been in my, that dropped in me a couple of days ago, and I'm running with it. The goal is to level up, not to give up. So even though it's hard, it's like you see your friends and they got these consistent checks. They got these consistent checks that they're getting every week, every 2 weeks from their jobs that are paying them. And you like I sometimes I used to feel like, because I don't have this issue anymore. I got through this hurdle. And so I'm trying to help y'all get through this hurdle too, if you're going through it, or if you plan on being a free agent outside of your job. It's like, no, if you plan on doing this is something that you have to be prepared for. Nobody prepared, y'all, nobody prepared me for this. I didn't have no warnings. I did not have any words of advice. It's literally a leap of faith. I went from this ledge to this one. I leaped. I made it. It was no manual for me. I didn't know. I was going in blind, completely blindsided. I did not know anything. So I just want to give people a bit of advice, because everybody makes self-employment and entrepreneurship look so dang easy and bomb. And just, you can easily make this money. It's not that easy, maybe for some people, but for those like me who have to be made and built into this, we got some things to learn, and I just thank God that I made it through that part. But you'll have times where you're around your friends and they have these consistent checks coming in, and they like, when I get paid, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna get my nails done, my hair done, my feet done, I'm gonna go shopping, I'm going to this next city. And you like, well, I don't have no check coming in, so I don't got no plans. And that sometimes will get you discouraged when people around you are talking about their plans and what they plan to do with their next check and how they're even getting a check. You get discouraged, like, dang, God, come on, man, what's going on? I ain't got my money yet. Like, my business ain't booming yet. Like, what I'm supposed to do? You'll get discouraged, and then you'll get frustrated too. Y'all, I found myself going through emotions that I didn't even know existed. I'm being so real. I didn't know I could feel these type of feelings, but going through this has made me feel like every type of emotion that I possibly could. You just find yourself frustrated about, you just mad, and you're frustrated, and you sad, and you hurt, and you happy, and you glad. So it's really like a roller coaster that you just have to stay on a ride for, hold on tight, get ready. When you're going up, it's all good, but when you're coming down, you're feeling them drops, and you just gotta hold on tight and take it to the finish line, complete it. Just ride the ride until it's over. I say all of this to say, if this is the path that anybody is looking to go on, y'all, stay the course. It's so freaking worth it. I quit. I had money saved up because I was a saver, but I didn't have bank saved up, like racks on racks on racks. But I had enough saved up to the point where I felt like I would be okay. And then I was, I'm paying all my bills on time, and I realized that money is getting low, and maybe I won't be okay. And every time I felt like panicky, like, oh my God, it's time for my bills to be due, and where I'm gonna get this money from. Somehow, some way, somehow, some way, and I know the somehow, and I know the some way, and I know it's God. Y'all, I have not been late on a single payment yet. I quit March 14th. I walked into the job. Today is July 30th. It's not a lie. It's about 4 months going on 5. Not saying that it won't happen, because even if it do happen, I'm still good. I'm still cool, because I already know where my help comes from at the end of the day. So if I have to lose everything, I already know God is going to replace all of those things that I lost with something way better and brand new. So that isn't even a concern of mine. But I say that to say that God will, when God tells you to do something, He will see you through. When God gives you a vision, He's going to give you the provision. He's going to make it happen. So don't worry, don't fret. If God told you to do it, you're in the right place. Don't pay attention to what the circumstances don't look like. Don't pay attention to what's happening around you, what everybody else is doing, how they moving. Don't pay attention to none of that. Pray, read your Bible, stay focused, make sure you're attentive, make sure that you can hear Him. Get all your distractions out the way, and make sure that you are where you need to be to hear what you need to hear, to do what you need to do. Get it done, period. Don't worry about any of that stuff. So, I say that to say also, I got a message. Well, this was about 2 years ago. I did a bridal photo shoot. And I just did it for fun. Like, I wasn't a model. I just wanted to, do it for fun. See what it, maybe I could learn. I was thinking maybe I might could be a model. Maybe I could learn something. I don't know. So I did it. Somebody actually messaged me and was like, I think you should do this. And I was like, okay, I'll do it. So I ended up doing it. I did the bridal photo shoot. The pictures came out pretty. I didn't think nothing of it afterwards. I was like, okay, well, that was fun. So next. And 2 years later, someone hops into my messenger. They hopped into my Facebook messenger, and they sent the picture. And they said, you model? And I said, no, LOL. Like, definitely not a model. And it was like, well, the picture is beautiful, and would you consider being a promotional model? And I was like, yeah, I consider that. Like, sure, why not? Sure. And it never crossed my mind ever, until he asked me that. And so he told me about a production company that he has coming up. It's launching in August. Next month, I'm so excited for him. And he asked me would I be interested in being a promotional model for it. I'm like, sure, why not? And so he said, okay, cool. Well, it's going to be in Myrtle Beach, and your lodging is paid for, transportation is paid for. I said, okay, cool. Like, I was happy with that. Like, that's bad. Like, I'm ready. I'm excited. And so then maybe a week or so later, maybe a couple weeks, maybe a month. I don't know. It was some time went by. And he was like, how much do you want to get paid for the shoot? I'm like, you gonna pay me? How much am I gonna be paid? Oh, I don't know. So I Googled how much does promotional models get paid, and I just saw, I think it was the first thing that came up. I don't know. I just saw something that said $20-something an hour. So I'm like, okay, cool. Well, I'll tell him. Like, I'm not experienced. I don't have any background in modeling. Like, I'm not even about to front on y'all and be like, pay me $2,000. So, I'm not even about to do all that. He probably laughed. Now that I think about it, he probably was cracking up at me. And he sent me a message back, and he was like, let me offer you a piece of advice when it comes to compensation. So he gave me a whole lot of advice that I so appreciate. And he offered to pay me more than 5 times what I asked for. I'm not gonna tell you exactly how much, but it was way more than what I was asking for. Which goes back to what I talked about in Luke. Jesus will give you so much more than you can even ask or imagine, just for you having him in his boat, just for you having him in his life. Just for you having him in your life. He will bless you simply for that. And not to mention that the dude that asked me to do the photo shoot is also a man of God. He also has Jesus in his boat. So that just that flat out amazed me that somebody was willing to invest into me, a non-experienced model, and pay me the amount that he paid me. Nobody has ever even offered to pay me to promote anything. Every promotion, anything promotional that I did on my Facebook page was all for free. Like, I never got any free clothing. I never got any free products or anything for free, or got paid any type of compensation. But he was willing to pay me. Y'all, if I was working at the job that I quit, it would have took me a full week to get paid what I got paid. He invested money into my gas tank. He invested money for me to stay. He invested money for me and my time. For someone who was so inexperienced. And I say that to say, y'all, I don't remember who said this. I don't know if it was Sarah Jakes or what. I don't know. But they said God will put you in position to walk into rooms that you don't feel qualified to be in. God will set you up. Y'all, God is so good. God will set you up for things that you don't even feel qualified for. Y'all, I did not feel qualified. I still don't feel qualified and worthy of what I got. However, he opened up my eyesight to show me that you are valuable, you are worthy, and I will bless you in ways that you cannot think or imagine just for you having me on your team. Y'all, why is Jesus not on your team yet? Why aren't you taking him serious yet? He's so good. And if I had, and this, I know for a fact, this will open up so many doors for me when this comes out and it launches and the final product is released. For one, he allowed me to network and gave me the opportunity to work with somebody that I could possibly work with in the future. I pray to God that I can, because I love his spirit. His whole vibe and energy was amazing. It was so easy. That's another thing, y'all. It was so easy. It was so easy to be around them, to talk to them, to do the job that I had to do. They made it so easy. It did not even feel like work. It felt like fun. So when God blesses you, you won't feel like you're working. It'll just come so easy. When Simon dropped the net into the water from the boat, it collected those fish so easy. He did not have to. When he did it on his own, y'all, when Simon went out all day and night looking for a catch, trying to catch fish all day and night before Jesus got in his boat, he was working. I'm sure he was going from not coast to coast, but he was probably, I don't know, he probably was. He was looking all day and night for some fish that he could not catch. But as soon as he got Jesus in his boat, all he said was get in the deep water and drop the net, and them fish came so easily. He didn't even have to go out searching and looking. He was directed on where to go, and he did what he was told to do, and he got compensated just like that, so easily. It was so easy. And I am so blessed and so thankful, and I feel like it would be a dishonor to God himself if I do not tell y'all about my experience with that. I'm so still in awe, and I'm so humbled, and I'm so grateful, and I'm so very thankful that I even had the opportunity to do that. I'm speechless, to be honest. I'm so speechless. And if I had the job that I had, I wouldn't have even been able to do it. I would have missed out on that opportunity because I would have had to work. I didn't have any time to take off. I would have had to work. I would have had to decline that to stay enslaved and work so hard for a job. I would have had to work a whole week to even get that amount. A job that didn't even see me as worthy and valuable to invest that much into me. But as soon as I released that and I surrendered and I just took a leap of faith and truly believed that God would see me through, soon as I did all of that, the blessings started to come in. They started coming. And I just feel like this is only the beginning, to be honest. I feel like it's up from here. Like, no, it's up. It's up from here. And I just wanted to be an encouragement to y'all. And I wanted to tell y'all about that. And I have so much more to say, but this video is very long and extensive, and I did not plan on it being this long. And I did not even plan on talking about any of the stuff. Well, a lot of the stuff I didn't plan on talking about, but it happened. We're here, so let's go with it. I'm sorry that this video was so long, but I pray that you all take something from it. Even if it's one sentence or word out of this video, I pray that you take something from it and you run with it and you stick to it and you stay committed and you stay the course. And even if you have to cry yourself to sleep, you don't give up. Even if you feel like a failure, you keep going, you keep pushing, because I guarantee you it's bigger than you. More people are dependent on you than you think. And as long as you're out of position, other people can get into the position that God has called them to. So get in position so that other people can fall in line and get in position, and it's up from here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. And I will see you guys next time.